So I thought that it would be a good idea to give some video illustrations of some of these techniques that are contained within the 5 pillars of fate, and the potency, so that you can actually witness the potency with specific charts, and that's always where things really show themselves the best. And so Paul Newman's recent death provides us with an excellent example. There are also many planets that have some kind of connection to my own natal chart here, and so I thought, that's not to say that I look like Paul Newman or anything, but I thought that, okay, this is speaking to me kind of personally, and I will take Paul Newman through all 5 of the pillars, and we'll talk about all of the stuff that was contained within the first chapter and in the second chapter that's going to be coming out soon. So the most important thing that we're talking about, and the most important foundation of the information, is that the part of fortune is your other ascendant. It was considered another ascendant, and a chart was created using the part of fortune as the ascendant. And so I just want to give examples of that. We already did one with Kurt Cobain where we talked about his throat problems, and his part of fortune was in Taurus, which rules the throat, etc. And so now let's look at Paul Newman. Paul Newman is, of course, an extremely famous person, and as you recall, I originally came to this material in order to try to find fame in the chart, and found that it was an excellent tool for finding fame. So as we go through, we'll start to see the fame indicators as well. But right now, I just want to deal with the part of fortune as the ascendant. The ascendant represents body, vitae, corpus, inganium. Vitae means life, corpus means body, inganium means talent or ingenuity. And so body, specifically the person's life, it's called the house of life, right? So it's specifically life and body, what the body looks like. So all of this stuff about, oh, this is what we see, this is what is visible, that's the ascendant. The part of fortune would have those exact same assignations. The part of fortune will have those exact same assignations, and so whatever you should be able to see from the regular radical ascendant, you should be able to see from the part of fortune as well, or even maybe more so. So one of the things that I think is important to think about, that I wanted to kind of pinpoint with Paul Newman, was the fact that Paul Newman was extremely beautiful. He was one of the most beautiful men in Hollywood, and he was not big. That's the other thing. He was not a big guy. People constantly remarked on how surprisingly short Paul Newman was. So Venus is our ruler of beauty. She's the lesser benefic. She provides benefit through pleasure and through beauty. So she beautifies anything that she touches, right? So I would expect that there would be some kind of connection to the ruler of the ascendant, or to the ascendant itself. Certainly from the radical ascendant, which is 13 degrees of Capricorn, we see that Venus is at 14 degrees of Capricorn. That puts Venus right on the ascendant, right on the ascendant. So there's our physical beauty right there. And generally we have really good planets. We've got Jupiter, the greater benefic. We've got Mercury, who's common to good and bad, and we've got Venus, the lesser benefic. So this is going to give quite a gift to the person physically, correct? Well, let's look at the part of fortune and see what's happening there. The part of fortune is at 17 degrees of Sagittarius, giving Jupiter the rulership. Jupiter is at 8 degrees of Capricorn, right on the ascendant, and he is in conjunction to this he's part of this stellium, and he's in conjunction to this Mercury and this Venus. So we have this beautification either way that we look at it. Also, one of our interesting rules is that if we find the ruler of the part of fortune in the ascendant or the midheaven, angular, or the 11th, that's going to be something to look for as far as a well-known life, or a life that's got more fortune, or has a good fortune. Another thing I just want to bring up very quickly is that Capricorn is known as a short sign. And certainly Mercury is youthful and boyish and young and smallish and slight. So those types of bodies tend to be more slight and smallish. And so we also can see the person's stature from this. So I thought I would just give that little tidbit, and that is all. And I'll come back next time and we'll talk about the part of spirit.